Hello, everybody. It's me, Jen Shaw, and I am going to do my little video now. The way that I first accessed this class from week one is I, like everyone else, got my email, came over here to Blackboard, and clicked on the class. And of course, this wasn't the announcement that was there. It was this first one down here at the bottom. And although the tab on the side is not there now, I noticed that the syllabus and course schedule were located right over here in the side tab. So I didn't bother clicking on them right then. The first thing that I wanted to do was to hit to the Google site and then bookmarked it and threw it up there where I always throw my classrooms so that I can access them super easy. And then from this page, I scrolled down and found the video, the introduction video, and I'm very AV oriented in my learning. So I watched that, scrolled down, and then I got this, you need permission to access the schedule and the syllabus. So at this point, I just toggled back to Blackboard and blew through the syllabus because, syllabus. But what I really spent time doing was, and we're doing this, they're gonna deny me, was I spent time on the schedule. And now right here, I'm gonna click over to my notes because it's gonna be easier for me to remember everything. Excuse me. This is my salvation. This is everything that helps me access this class. The layout of our site is very intuitive, but I can organize my brain by seeing the actual assignments listed, when they're due, and have the hot links to click over and get to them. But this does cause me problems at times, which I'll get into later. So we'll go ahead and go over to the course. And one thing that I really like about the class is the sidebar with the uniquely named pages. So you know a brief overview of what's on the page, and you can bounce around, introduction. Oh wait, no, I wanted to read about the portfolio. What did I have to do? You can always hit the major pages over here, and it's really explanatory as to what they are. Now, one of my issues that I have with this site is I don't know what size screen you're watching this video on, but my screen is probably a 16-inch width. And so I have about 14 inches or 13 inches of left to right here. And that's long for my eyes to read. I don't know why it's difficult for me to read this, but just from reading this page to reading this page, it's a different experience. So that's one of the things that I personally would think about changing for accessibility, because it is, just as a personal experience, it strikes me as easier to digest information that's in smaller width. I don't know how, I'm not saying this well, sorry. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about was the scrolling nature of this instructional page. Like I get the Blackboard and I get the hitting the sides. But like, for example, on the assignments, I totally botched some of this stuff. And like right here, 3-2, this activity, I started revising my stuff and then I was like, oh no, I should go over and check the instructions. And so I hit it up here and it said, oh, don't forget, do your who are my learners, and post that at the top. And so I just got to where it said note down here, and my brain goes, okay, well, that's the end of that. So click back over to your Google Drive and start working on that paper. But obviously there were a lot more questions that you were supposed to address, but there was just enough white space there that in my brain, I said, okay, that's it. That's what I got to do. My other complaint about this particular site is this horrible scroll over here that it's so hard for me to see. Maybe it's just my Google Chrome, or maybe it's the actual site, But when they were talking about color contrast, that was one thing that made me aware of. It's so hard for me to see the scroll on this side. I need to hurry up because I feel like I'm dragging. One of the things that I thought was very interesting about our readings was I'd never thought about a blind person taking an online class. I'd never thought about the text to audio aspect of a visually impaired person, even an elderly person that has poor vision. I just never thought of them wanting to take an online class or signing up for an online class just because it didn't seem possible to me. Deafness was definitely, I took 1 semester of sign language, so I am aware of people that are deaf or hard of hearing. And I thought about subtitling in videos before, and I had never thought to the extent of the way that they subtitled their video and then also did a description of the visuals in the video. That was really in-depth attention to disability accessibility. But I have thought about some of these things, and one thing that it actually kind of popped up in my head was the possibility of using my chatbot, because the chatbot can be launched on a Google or an Alexa platform, so it can talk. And for example, I could program into the chatbot the intent of read aloud week 1, where the person would ask, can you read me this week's lesson? And then I entered in the response, which is from week 1 and from our class. And that would just start being spoken by Alexa or, whoever your Siri. And then when you get to this section, you would have a response that would say, would you like me to continue, or would you like me to repeat that? And with a yes or no answer, the student can say, oh, I heard all that, and keep going or whatever. And I would have to program all the variants for the responses for that. But I was just thinking about that today, because why not use everything that we have accessible to it? And Dialogflow is really cool because it can be launched in a variety of platforms. It can be on those things, or it can be a chat bot on your phone. It can be launched in Slack or in several other platforms. But anyway, this is going long, but those are my finer points. And I will also leave my notes in the discussion board so that you have a transcript of what I was talking about, even though it's not a technical transcript. It's a summary outline kind of thing. But thanks for your time, and see you in class.